Another 5-minute mystery.
Come on, Mary, let's take a turn on the Ferris wheel. We haven't done that in years.
Henry, I think I'm too winded to go another step. You go on alone and I'll wait here.
Nothing doing.
Oh, Sheriff! Sheriff, please!
Hey, somebody calling me?
That man there, Henry. Come in this way.
Oh, Sheriff! Oh, gee, I'm mighty glad I found you, sir.
Ed, what's the matter, Rube? Something wrong?
Dottie Claire, the star aerialist over in the Big Top. She was just found murdered in her tent.
Now, let's get this straight. Cause of death, strangulation. Grease paint smears on her throat and several small, fresh scratches on the palms of her hands. Costume also grease smeared.
Well, what do you say, Sheriff? We can't keep the crowd waiting in the Big Top all day.
As company manager, what do you think? This kind of upsets your show, doesn't it?
Why don't you talk to the voodoo doctor? He was the last one with her.
Might be a good idea. Which one's he?
Well, he's right over there, Sheriff, the one in all the paint.
Ah, so you're the voodoo doctor.
Yes, sir, I am.
What's your name? What do I call you besides voodoo doctor?
Just call me Neil.
Urban here tells me that you might be able to throw some light on the murder of Miss Claire.
Urban, eh? I thought so. Why, you...
No rough stuff there. Now talk, Neil. Don't feel like it. Well, Urban, suppose you tell me what you know.
Well, Sheriff, just before the show started, I saw the voodoo doctor sneak away from Dottie's tent.
Dressed just as he is in costume.
Yeah, grease from head to foot. I waited until he passed and then looked into Dottie's tent. She was dead.
And you think that Neil, the voodoo doctor...
Killed Dottie? I'm sure of it. I heard him threaten her.
That's a lie. Dottie asked me to come to her tent, but she was dead when I got there.
Did you touch anything?
Not a thing. I'm not so crazy as to leave fingerprints on somebody else's dirty work.
Does everyone in the show use the same grease paint that you have on, Neil?
No, I'm the only one. As a voodoo, I have to paint up like this.
Well, if you and Urban were the only humans to be near the body before she was murdered...
And he's your man,
I
Sheriff.
don't think so, Urban. I think you're in for a little surprise. You see, I'm holding you for the murder of Dottie Claire.
Why did the sheriff arrest Urban, the show's manager, for the murder of his aerialist? In a moment, we'll hear, but first... And now, back to our story.
You're crazy, Sheriff. You ain't got one piece of evidence against me.
Haven't I, though? Listen, you claim it was Neil that came out of the tent after Dottie Claire was murdered. Neil's torso and his face and hands are covered with grease paint.
It's all over the dead girl's costume, too, ain't it? What more could you want?
Just something you overlooked, Urban. Anyone struggling with him would have grease paint all over his own hands, too. But the only marks on Dottie's hands were scratches. This is proof enough that Dottie Claire did not struggle with your voodoo man, as you said. And consequently, he couldn't have strangled her. No, Urban. Looks like you slipped up that time. And that slip is going to cost you your life.